Could you talk a little bit about Pat Martino's approach to music theoretically?
No. No, I cannot. Because, when I took 5 lessons with him, I was 15. I was just glad to be in his presence. He didn't do the numbers thing, the graphs and charts and, astrological. He didn't do that to me. I'm sure he wanted to spare me. I was just 15, He did do this thing with me, line studies. And he would sit there and write. He had perfect penmanship. It looked like Sibelius or something printed just from him in his pencil. And then he would do these, he had these little index cards, white index cards, and he had a bunch of flare pens, different colors. And he would make these designs like a kaleidoscope on these little index cards, and he had a stack of them on his desk. It's like, whoa, kind of cool. He was very cool to me too. He says, do you listen to Wes Montgomery? And I said, yeah. And he says, do you know about his trio from Indianapolis? I'm like, no. He's like, oh, you need to know. Do your parents, does your dad have a reel-to-reel player? I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, bring a blank reel-to-reel tape and I'll make you guitar on the go. So much guitar. He made me those records and put them on a reel-to-reel so I could have them. Yeah, it's very sweet. Very sweet. The other stuff is not important.
You mean the kind of astrological?
Yeah.
What about
to music, to jazz? That's Pat and his. Yeah.
Can I ask his use of the Dorian mode? He has kind of a universal approach or something.
That I adopted. But not. Well, I won't say not because of him, because it probably was because of him. Because when I was listening, those were my big 3. Pat, George, Wes. Not in that order, but those were my big 3. I like Pat because the way he approached, his linear approach was accessible. What do I mean by accessible? Like I could hear it clearly. It was kind of consistent, kind of clear. Yeah, the minor thing. So I heard and processed in my own brain in my room this music theoretically. I was just trying to figure out theoretically, how do I navigate chords? How can I make a 2/5 initially was the question. Oh, the book says Dorian and then Mixolydian. Okay, that makes sense. But now I'm listening to the music and I don't hear them splitting it up. Mm-hmm. Like when they get to the 5 chord, they don't split the line. They don't stop the line and do something different. They continue the one that came off the 2 chord. And sometimes, even just on the 5 chord, wait, the line sounds the same.